So the second question that a couple of people asked in different forms is how you would interpret Jesus's cry of forsakenness on the cross.
I wouldn't.
That's a good answer.
But I will say this. Remember that whenever you're reading the descriptions of the crucifixion, that you're not reading documentary accounts. There's already a theological sensibility at work. That's not to say Christ didn't utter those words. He very well had done so. It's a quotation of Psalm 22, of course, which is a Toda hymn, which is actually a victory hymn. So you can let that cast a light on how to understand it. It's not just a cry of dereliction. It's a cry of dereliction enfolded within a whole tradition of reciting the Psalms, and a song that begins in a place of dereliction but ends in a place of triumph. But what I remember also, of course, with Luke, we have a different picture. We have Christ saying, "Into thy hands I commit my spirit," but addressing God as Father. And I've always liked Cyril of Alexandria's reading of this. Now, it's a theological reading of a theological text. Again, he's not making claims for what's intended by the authors or even what Jesus is teaching us. But he points out that the cry of forsakenness addresses God as Eli, God. Whereas in Luke, Christ addresses his Father. And for Cyril, there's a sort of wonderful exchange going on there that in a sense epitomizes and even in a sense accomplishes the exchange between our condition and the condition of the Son of God on the cross, in that in speaking to God as one forsaken, abandoned, in despair, he speaks as a man on behalf of all of us. In addressing the Father as Father, he speaks as the Son, but again, on behalf of all of us.
I think it's Augustine who says that when Jesus cries, "Why have you forsaken me?" that he does so in the voice of Adam.
Yeah, and Augustine's not the first one to say this. I mentioned Cyril just because Cyril has a longer, beautiful passage. But yeah, it's the voice of Adam. But on the other hand, I don't want you can take this too far. It is real. It is real pain. It is real forsakenness, right? It's real despair. Not despair in an ultimate sense, nonetheless, but it has to be a full entry into the condition of estrangement, in which the Father is now just the distant God, upon whom one calls unavailingly. That there's a real entry there into the most extreme conditions of dereliction, loss, estrangement, alienation, the shadow of death. You don't want to diminish any of that by allowing it simply to disappear into a kind of exemplary speech. Christ is representing Adam. It's not just that. He is Adam. He is living the death of the old Adam along with all of us.